You are listening to part 3 of Journeys Outside the Comfort Zone's conversation with Stephanie Stolzenbach. Stephanie had been working with the girls for about 2 months now.
One student said, Stephanie, I think we should give ourselves a name. And I thought, great idea. So we brainstormed a ton of different names. Nobody was very satisfied. So the next week we picked up where we had left off, and one young lady mentioned, you know what? We're kind of like a sisterhood, and we always sit in this circle. How about the Circle of Sisterhood?
The name was an instant hit with the rest of the girls. Furthermore, when the second group learned of the name, they readily embraced it as well.
And so from then on, we became the Circle of Sisterhood. That was our name. That was how they identified with themselves, with the group, with me. And I thought it was wonderful.
The girls had found a name, but more than that, they had a tangible expression of their group identity.
We became our own community within the school community, and really powerful work was happening. The girls were discussing the many roles that they play in their life as sister, friend, daughter, girlfriend, student, and how to navigate challenging moments within those relationships.
The girls received support from Stephanie, but also from each other.
It was amazing that they got feedback from one another and that they were able to support each other through some really challenging moments. Some of these included being shuffled from one temporary housing shelter to another temporary housing shelter, being removed from home and placed into foster care. And school became the only consistent place in many of their lives.
The Circle of Sisterhood was the place where the girls found they could best express themselves. It was a safe place where they could grow.
A lot of the themes also related to navigating relationships would trickle back to, okay, well, who am I? Who am I as a young woman? And the concept of self-acceptance and self-love was probably an overall framework throughout the counseling sessions as well.
As great as the journey had become, it was approaching time for Stephanie to depart the sisterhood.
Towards the end of the year, the girls were really curious about, what are we going to do? It's almost the end of the school year. We talked about all of these important things and how can we really celebrate our time together. So with permission from the school, I organized a culminating celebration full of certificates and pizza and yummy cupcakes. And all the girls contributed, and it was wonderful. We had a joint celebration, so both groups attended together as one large circle of sisterhood. We processed the school year, the feelings that they had about ending as a group. It was a mix of so happy that we had this experience and so very sad that it's coming to an end. And it was very powerful. They gave great feedback to each other and were able to reflect on the 6th grade and now the 7th grade as being enemies last year and now being sisters.
But while this journey was coming to a close, Stephanie was on the cusp of beginning an entirely new one.